What is going on, my fellow Keyblade wielders? Kid Dante here, and in today's video I'm here to bring you guys a Let's Talk. I was going to say before and after, but no, today is a Let's Talk, and it's pretty much talking about Kairi EX. Again. Now, I wanted to create a scenario before I start the initial Let's Talk. So, here's the scenario. Now, the global side, they actually released Kairi EX a little bit earlier than expected. This one caught a lot of people off guard, and a lot of people weren't able to actually get this medal. And for good reason, because getting EX medals in global side is actually harder than it is in JP side, because you have to deal with a whole bunch of other medals ranging from the tier 4s all the way to early on tier 6s. So do keep that in mind, that getting EX medals of any sort are going to be extremely difficult prior to in the JP version, where you're only faced with a set of other medals, and including some EX medals if they actually feel that generous enough to include them. But here's a scenario that we face in the global side. Let's say you were lucky enough to actually get Kairi EX. What would this mean for your place in the global side? Well, I quit the global side. I don't actually play the global side as much as I usually do, so I don't really do anything except for like some banner pulls and whatnot. Now, I wasn't able to actually get Kairi EX in the global side, but I was able to get her in the JP side twice. Yeah, I got 2 Kairi EXs. Now, we're gonna talk about that later, but right now we're gonna talk about exactly what would this change if you have Kairi EX in the global side. Most likely, if you quit the global side and you came back just to do banner pulls and see exactly if you got her, and you end up getting her, most likely you will jump back into the global side, because this one medal would change your game dramatically. It would change how you do raids, how you do Coliseum, how you do a whole bunch of other events. So do keep that in mind, that this medal is just gonna impact your game a whole lot more. And I think it would actually change a whole lot more in global than it would in JP, because we can actually maneuver around not using Kairi EX, because we got medals that already buff up your upright strength, such as Black Hole Riku Days version, Final Form HD Sora, and HD Era EX. We have a lot of medals that are able to upgrade your upright strength. And not only that, now including dual wield Roxas, we now have medals that are capable of raising your reverse strength by 2 tiers for 2 turns. But that's only on dual wielding Roxas. Who knows what we'll get in the future when it comes to upgrading your reverse buffs. And I know those are going to be ridiculously powerful, and I can't wait to see exactly what medals are going to be coming into this. Most likely, being that they're reversed, they're probably going to include them in some Organization 13 medals or some new bad guys that we have yet to actually see. So I'm really excited to see this. But like I said, this is going to drastically change your game in the global side more than the JP side. Now, it changed me dramatically in the JP side. Well, not too much, because I don't really play this game like really aggressive. I don't play this game too serious enough to actually like exaggerate the full potential of Kairi EX. But whenever I do raids, or whenever I did the Hades Cup, I just like abused it. I just went straight copy medals, because I was fortunate enough to get a double cast on Lock, Shock, and Barrel, which is pretty much one of the first copy medals to be released in the JP side. Unfortunately, we don't have that in the global side, which is kind of strange, being that Halloween passed up and no one was able to actually get those. So I can actually tell right now that Lock, Shock, and Barrel and Oogie Boogie are going to be JP exclusives. But let me not say that too quickly, being that we almost thought that the Zoom Zoom medals and the WOFF medals were going to be JP exclusives, but unfortunately they weren't. So they're a worldwide exclusive, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, like I said, people, this one medal is going to drastically change your game. Now, moving on from that, what if you end up getting 2? It doesn't really change too much. This is where I said that the copy medals come into play. because the copy medals, like I said before and I will say again, are pretty much a second medal of whatever medal you want it to be. It can be a second HD Shion EX, it can be a second Axel REX, it could be a second Roxas REX, it could be a second anything. Just don't put it in front or behind any copy medals. Just like see the little, well, it's kind of a cute animation that it does. It's a little ding, and then it actually does hurt from time to time, so it's gonna actually help you out, but it's only on a single target. Do keep that in mind, it's not AoE. But yeah, it doesn't change too much if you have a second one. If you got a second one, that's actually pretty strategic because you can give one defense boost L 100%, assuming that Global gets that eventually, and then you can give the other one with like second chance 2 or second chance 3 to lighten your chances of survival, and it just really helps you out because you're only going to need to worry about one medal as far as survival, and then the other possibly 4 or 5 can actually have like attack boost or attack boost L, attack boost XL, XL2s and stuff like that, just to keep your survival and your offensive really high. So do keep that in mind. And Global Site has yet to actually experience the Foretellers. So when it comes down to the Foretellers, Master Ava and Ira are definitely the two to go after. Gula, Aced, and Envy are really good, but as far as anything, I think Ava and Ira are going to be the best ones because Ira is capable of buffing up your upright strength by 1 tier for 2 turns, and Ava is capable of focusing heavily on your defense by raising your PSM defense by 2 tiers for 2 turns. So that is going to be really good, and if you're able to get double cast on her or even just so much as copy her, your survival with Kairi EX and Ava, and then your offensive with Kairi EX and Ira is going to be extremely high, people, so do keep that in mind. Anyways guys, I hope this gave you some insight as to what the capabilities of Kairi EX is capable of bestowing you and how much it'll drastically change your game. This video is more concentrated on the global side. I do believe we're going to be getting this medal really soon, being that Black Friday is coming up and Christmas is coming up, but who knows, we might actually get this medal again probably next year. But this is definitely one EX medal that I do believe that they're going to be reprinting a whole lot more often than any other EX medals that we have received for now. But I do believe that it's gonna take some time, being that we still got the Foreteller medals to take care of and a whole bunch of other medals to take care of. So do be patient, rack up some jewels, do some quests. You can buy some packs whenever you want, or do VIP whenever it counts, whenever they're offering some VIP medals. Anyways guys, just save up if you plan on doing some more banner pulls from this one, because I do believe that they're going to keep it to the point where it's going to be a falling price deal, which is going to be very helpful. It's going to save you some jewels and you'll be able to do way more pulls than what you thought you would with the jewels that you saved up. So do keep that in mind. Anyways, you guys, this is Kid Dante signing off, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day.